The hotel suite was dimly lit, the atmosphere thick with an unspoken allure. Aria Delacroix stumbled into an intense kiss with a dangerously handsome stranger. Earlier that night, her ex-boyfriend Talon had announced his engagement. Drowning her heartbreak in liquor at a bar, Aria had let alcohol and the magnetic pull of the man beside her lead her here. If Talon could toss aside 4 years of love to chase after a wealthy heiress, why shouldn't she let herself lose control just this once? But in the heat of the moment, leaning against the man's broad shoulder, Aria let slip a soft, almost kittenish whisper. Talon. The intimacy shattered instantly. With a soft click, the lights came on. Under the bright glare, Aria finally saw his face. Xavier Ashford, the country's most renowned attorney, feared and revered in legal circles as a man who took no prisoners. Wealth, power, and influence surrounded him like an impenetrable fortress. But the kicker? He was Talon's soon-to-be brother-in-law. The alcohol seemed to evaporate from Aria's veins in an instant. She closed her eyes briefly, her heart sinking. Fantastic. I almost slept with my ex's fiancé's brother. Xavier released her and leaned casually against the wall, lighting a cigarette with an air of lazy amusement. His sharp eyes traveled over her, assessing, analyzing. Well, this is fascinating, Miss Delacroix. He flicked the ash from his cigarette before adding, his tone dripping with sardonic charm. What were you thinking while kissing me? Hoping to disgust Talon by sleeping with me? It was clear he recognized her too. Aria couldn't even pretend otherwise. Xavier Ashford wasn't someone you could bluff your way past. She bowed her head slightly and whispered, "I'm sorry, Attorney Ashford. I was drunk." To her surprise, Xavier didn't press her further. After finishing his cigarette, he straightened up and tossed a coat in her direction. "Put this on. I'll drive you home." Aria didn't argue. She accepted the coat and murmured a soft thank you. The drive was silent. Xavier's hands rested effortlessly on the Bentley's steering wheel, his profile sharp and chiseled under the faint streetlights. Aria stole glances at him occasionally. Everything about him screamed sophistication. The cut of his shirt, the commanding presence, the way even silence seemed to bend to his will. When they reached her place, Xavier turned slightly, his eyes lingering briefly on her long, slender legs. Then he pulled out a sleek business card from the glove compartment and handed it to her. It wasn't hard to read between the lines. Aria stared at the card, her heart beating erratically. Even after realizing who she was, Xavier was still interested. With a deep breath, Aria pushed the card back toward him. "Attorney Ashford, I think it's better if we don't keep in touch." Xavier didn't seem bothered. He smirked faintly, withdrawing the card and tucking it away. "Fair enough. You seem like the type who'd make a good, wholesome wife." The golden Bentley pulled away, its taillights fading into the night. Before she could decide, her phone buzzed sharply in her pocket. It was her sister, Amelia. Her voice trembled with panic and tears. "Aria, come home now. Something's happened." Aria's heart clenched. "What happened? Amelia, tell me." But Amelia could only repeat, "Just come home, please."